welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, yesterday's weekly expiry saw the Nifty touch record highs of first 22,800 and then 22,900 as well. The Nifty also came just 7 points within the milestone 23,000 before seeing some profits taken off the table, but definitely closed at record high levels of 22,967. Banks like HDFC, Axis and ICICI led the gains from the front for the Nifty. Now, today's trading session, as we move into a new one, will of course be, focusing on all the earnings that came after market hours yesterday and new earnings that will be reported today. So, Bikaji Foods, JK Lakshmi Cement, Zaggle Prepaid, these will react to their results, whereas stocks like ITC, Page Industries also reported, earnings during market hours, but they will be in focus for the second day in a row. As we move into today, Hindalco, Bosch, Torrent Pharma, United Spirits, Ashok Leyland, Glen Pharma, as well as Manappuram will also be reporting their earnings today. The question is, has the Nifty now opened the doors for 23,000 and 23,500 thereabouts after the best day it posted in 4 months? Good morning to all our viewers and good morning, Shail.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the last day of this wonderful week that has seen the Nifty climb a record level, just a shy 10 points of 23,000 as far as the price tag is concerned. If you were with us about 10 days ago, we had clearly marked that 21,820 would be a low, and that is the point that you need to start buying ETFs on. But that is that. Now let's look at what is ahead. So Sakshi, one of those days that you really look forward to and you truly say, thank God it's Friday. Now what is going to happen on the markets is possibly the following. It's fairly obvious that the trend is up, and this wonderful rally that started at about 22,800 has been because of intense short covering by our foreign friends. Sakshi will give you the wonderful FII number that has come in for yesterday, but what is substantially positive is that the shorts that were in place as far as foreign institutional investors are concerned, they have been reduced dramatically, Sakshi. Before the beginning of Thursday's trade, they were about 2.9 lakh shorts as far as 2.19 lakh shorts as far as the index was concerned by foreign institutional investors, and Sakshi, now only 99 lakh shorts are left, 99,000 shorts are left. So they have been more than half, and the rest as you can see will also be out of the system. This is the daily chart of the Nifty right there in front of you. The index shut shop at 22,967, one of the finest days in the market in the last 4 months. You've seen this rally earlier on 1st of March. So 369 points in the kitty, and of course now 23,200 is on the site as far as Nifty is concerned. Now Sakshi, let's analyze why this rally came yesterday. The RBI gave a dividend check of 2.11 lakh crores to the government. The expectations were of just 1 lakh crore. So it improves the fiscal math of the balance sheet of the country. That's a very big positive. And secondly, the last naysayer in the market, that is the foreign institutional investor, he has turned a net positive. I'm sure you have the number, but this is the best daily purchase since April 9th. So you have to keep that in mind. Now what next? I'll request the PCR to fire the HDFC Bank intraday chart, Sakshi, and that, ladies and gentlemen, tells the whole story. That's the extent of short covering that you've seen built up on very, very heavy volumes of 3,000 crore rupees, as also a very high delivery statistic. Yes, that's the 2.9% rally that you've seen on HDFC Bank. So Sakshi, the rally from now on will be led by the private sector banks. We'll go that into a bit of a detail. What's really interesting is now you've seen the Nifty rally for 9 out of the last 10 sessions. So the rally is now parabolic. It essentially means that if you are invested in the index via an ETF or via a future, then please remain so. just keep on raising your stop loss. A new entry level will be around 22,800, but the mood, ladies and gentlemen, is on the bank nifty, which is still about 1200 points, 1300 points away from its all-time high of 50,000. It closed at 48,800 yesterday, up 1,000 points. So that's a big plus, Sakshi. And let me give you a very interesting statistics. The Nifty is comprised of 6 banks, 1 public sector, which is State Bank of India, and 5 private banks, HDFC, Kotak, Axis, ICICI, and of course IndusInd Bank. Now, Sakshi, here's the killer. There are 2 banks in the Nifty 50 that are actually in the negative as far as 1 year performance is concerned, and they are HDFC Bank, still down 7%, and Kotak Mahindra Bank, still down 11.6%. So further rallies on the Nifty, if they are to take place, will be from the banking side, because they will play catch up. HDFC Bank, as we all know, is the highest weighted stock in the Nifty as well as the bank Nifty, and you've seen the kind of moves that has come in. Therefore, pay attention to banks or bank Nifty. Look at the bank Nifty SBI ETF. That is something that is really juicy at current levels, and then maybe take a call as far as the index is concerned. So the rallies, Sakshi, within the Nifty will be driven by the bank Nifty. I am very hopeful that you'll see a record high on the bank Nifty in the coming week, somewhere like Tuesday, because Wednesday being the final day for bank Nifty as well. And we'll be looking at a couple of stocks. I am requesting the PCR to fire the chart of Indigo. Sakshi will give you the 4th quarter performance, but it has been a blowout. Indigo has appreciated 90% in the last 12 months. The market capitalization is now 1,65,000 crores. While numbers will be given by Sakshi, just notice 2 numbers, which is the capacity expansion that is coming in to the expansion of about 22% in the 1st quarter, which is on way, and about 10 to 15% rise in number of new planes. So that will propel future growth. And Sakshi, I'm hoping, I think I sent a chart for crude oil prices. They are down for the 5th day in a row and are now somewhere like $76, $77 a barrel. That is a very, very big positive for Indigo against the background of the earnings that you've seen. This is a stock that I'm watching, and of course 2 Nifty companies, NTPC and Hindalco. We have discussed this stock many times, especially NTPC. It's up 111% over the last 1 year, so keep this background in mind. And of course Hindalco is up 66% over the last calendar year. It's the rank 7th as far as F&O metals are concerned, Sakshi. Just imagine, there is a Nifty company that is up 66% in 1 year, and there are 7 other metal stocks in the F&O space that have gone up between 105% and 261%. Welcome to the most magnificent bull market, ladies and gentlemen, that at least I have seen. Sakshi, what about earnings and the FII number from your side?
Right, Shail, well, let's start off with the overnight US stocks that ended sharply lower after the enthusiasm over Nvidia's quarterly earnings faded and robust economic data fueled concerns over tighter for longer monetary policy. The treasury yields turned higher after the data. The blue chip Dow suffered the worst, closing down about 1.5% lower in trade. The S&P 500 was down by 0.7% and the Nasdaq was down by about 0.39% in trade. Following this, the Asian markets also fell in the early morning trading action as the Wall Street continued to extend some losses. Despite a post-earnings rally from tech darling Nvidia, the Nikkei was trading about 1.2% lower in the early trade. Kospi was down over 1%. Hang Seng almost 1% lower in trade, and Shanghai down by about 0.08%. However, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a flattish to slightly positive start for the Indian equities. As far as the FII numbers show, they turned buyers on May 23rd as they bought Indian equities worth 4,670 crores in one shot in yesterday's trading action. Domestic institutions, they bought about 146.5 crores worth of equities as well. So those are the kind of figures that we are getting, and probably FOMO being felt by the FIIs with the kind of rally that we've seen unfold on the Indian equities. Now, as far as the earnings go, let's start off with Indigo. Interglobe Aviation Q4 FY24 consolidated year-on-year numbers show that the revenue jumped up by 26% at 17,825 crores. EBITDA also improved by 66% at 4,159 crores. Margins came in sharply higher at 23.3% versus 17.6%, and the net profit 106% jump at 1895 odd crore rupees. The stock had ended 1% higher yesterday at 4400 odd levels. There could be a follow-up buying again. JK Lakshmi Cement reported its Q4 numbers on a consolidated YOY numbers. Revenue was down 4.4% at 1781 crores. EBITDA, however, improved substantially by 44.5% at 337 crores. Margins came in higher at 18.9% versus 12.5%, and the profits improved by 41% to 162 crores. Honasa Consumer on a Q4 FY24 consolidated YOY basis showed improvement both on the top line and the bottom line. So revenue jumped up by 21.5% at 471 crores. The net profit came in at 30 crores. Remember, this is against a loss of 162 crores. So the company has reported profit on both the operational numbers as well as the bottom line. Fortis Healthcare has reported consolidated year-on-year numbers for Q4. Revenue up by about 8.7% at 1786 crores. Margins have sharply improved by about 21.3% is what they came in at from 16.5% earlier, and beating the street estimates on that front. The net profit improved by 47% at 203 odd crores. Barbecue Nation Hospitality Q4 FY24 consolidated year-on-year numbers show that revenues improved by 6.5% to 298 crores. Margins came in at 18.4% versus 14.2%, and this is higher than the estimate. Now, net loss has narrowed. That's again a positive to 4 lakh rupees versus a loss of 12 crore rupees that was reported in the year ago same quarter. Now, apart from this, we are also looking at Bikaji Foods that also reported its earnings for consolidated year-on-year numbers. Revenue improved by 32.9% at 614 crores, and we've also seen that the EBITDA improved sharply higher, 160% higher at 161 crores, whereas the margins came in at 26.2% versus 13.4%, and net profit improved 197% at about 116 odd crore rupees versus 39 odd crore rupees, so higher than the street estimates for sure. So these are the earnings that I'm watching out. Shail.
Right, Sakshi, a couple of points that I missed mentioning. One is Balmer Lorry. I'm requesting the PCR to fire a chart. The board meets today to discuss a bonus issue, and the stock already is at a record high 305, 310 somewhere. It's vacillating at that point of time. The other stock, ladies and gentlemen, is Bharat Dynamics Limited. This is going to have a stock split adjustment today. You've already seen the stock rocket over the last 3 or 4 trading sessions at 28.10. This undoubtedly is a record high that has happened. So these are the 2 stocks in addition to the list that Sakshi has mentioned and the 3 that I had talked about. So this is something to look at, and Sakshi will focus on the banks today, chiefly HDFC Bank. I'm requesting the PCR to fire a long-term chart of HDFC Bank. Just yesterday, because of short covering and a very high volume, primarily led by foreign institutional investors, HDFC has broken out of a 10-11 day sideways band, and from then on you will see some kind of activity. As far as the Nifty Bank is concerned, today we'll be focusing on the 48,800 call on the Nifty Bank throughout the day. This is an index to watch, and of course we'll keep an eye out on the Nifty IT index as well. Sakshi, the run up, ladies and gentlemen, that we've seen in the market is without these 2 indices. Remember, the small cap and the mid cap are at a record high. The Nifty 500 is at a record high. Nifty is at a record high. Innumerable sectoral indices are at peaks such as realty, metals, pharma. So what is missing is banks, what is missing is IT, and what is missing is FMCG. These are the three which value buyers will focus on. Sakshi.
All right, we do have our guest with us, Kiran Jani, Head of Technical Research at Jainam Broking, joins in. Warm welcome to you, Kiran. Good morning. Do tell us, how are you now looking at the markets just shy of 23,000, and where do you see the markets headed?
Very good morning, everyone. So overall, yesterday we have seen that the private banks, or we can see large cap bank, and also other stock as a large cap stock like from IT sector, the collective performance has came, and we have seen that all indices, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Nifty 500, small cap, all has given a very good performance. Now coming to the particularly on Bank Nifty side, as Shelji discussing about the private bank, the HDFC Bank was underperforming since long time. We have seen Kotak Bank also underperforming since long time. Now those stocks are coming out from their previous consolidation zone, and there are the reason we are also expecting that Bank Nifty can catch up this rally, as Nifty is trading its all-time high and Bank Nifty is trading below 1% or 1.5% below its all-time high. So there are definitely chance of coming this catch-up rally. Now coming to the stock specific or maybe the indices specific level, Nifty has earlier the all-time high somewhere around 22,770, 780. Now that's become a very strong support. Any dips towards that particular level would be the exact buy. And if we check out the previous 3 months consolidation range, it is almost a 1,000 point range. So if Nifty is continue sustaining about 22,700, 22,500, then there are chances next month onwards, like in June or July, we can expect target of 23,500 to 23,600 by next month. Now coming to the Bank Nifty, as Bank Nifty is also given a breakout from its consolidation zone, there is a rectangle pattern resistance at 48,200, 48,300, which was 20 days moving average also. So any dips towards 48,200, 48,300 would be the accumulation zone. You can accumulate over there. You can also buy at current market price, as looking at Bank Nifty PCR ratio is 1.22, comparing with the Nifty is 1.33. So here also Bank Nifty has a room to outperform today or tomorrow to the market. So considering PCR ratio, considering technical chart pattern, and as Shelji also discussed about the weightage of the banks and the distributions between the Nifty and Bank Nifty's stocks. So there are chances that Bank Nifty can be the indices for the day or tomorrow. So any dips towards 48,300, 200 would be the buy, or at even current market price, you go long, keep very strict stop loss below 48,000, and before the expiry or during that expiry, this May month expiry, we are expecting Bank Nifty to touch its all-time high somewhere around 50,000.
A very good morning to you, Kiranji, and a very warm welcome on Market Today. What a pleasure to host you on such a wonderful session. Of course, it marks the beginning of a fresh move on the Lal Street. Yesterday's blowout on the Nifty was fabulous. Any particular banking stock that you think might lead this charge on the Bank Nifty in the coming weeks, sir?
As you also mentioned, on street, we are discussing and we are getting the view of PSU versus private bank. The PSU bank leading this rally since last couple of years, I can say even, and private bank into the very dull run since last couple of years. Now there are chances this catch-up rally should come, number one. But I prefer, rather than having a debate of private and PSU, we should bet on the momentum. And if even there is a PSU bank is still available, we should go long on that side. This is what my personal perspective. Now coming to the private bank, definitely HDFC Bank, comparing to the finance on fundamental side or financial statements wise, you are seeing it reasonably, very good valuation, it is available. So that is comfort zone is definitely there. Now being in technical analyst, if I am checking the HDFC Bank chart, previously HDFC Bank has given a breakout at 1480 level, and it tested its 200 days moving average somewhere around 1560 level. From that is again fell back to the support level of 1480, 1490. From that it is starting to give, it is showing us that the fresh bull run should start into the HDFC Bank. So our preference on private bank is HDFC Bank at even current market price. Any dips toward 1460 would be the great accumulation zone, and we prefer, rather than doing trading, you go for the investment or you go as an SIP. every day, every 15 day, every month, you just buy HDFC Bank and hold and give at least 1 or 2 years, we will definitely see a furious rally should come into the HDFC Bank. And the prominently we are expecting level of 1700, 1800 in at least 1 year. And for trading perspective, if anyone check, they can definitely buy at current market price, keep stop loss below 1460, and we are expecting price target of 1550, 1600 in short time.
Right. What we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, once the market opens, I'll give you two price points, the PE multiple and the price to book multiple of HDFC Bank currently versus its 10-year average. You'll realize the stark underperformance that HDFC Bank has done and the fact that it's available at below average multiples. I think this is also the right time to welcome Mr. Mayuresh Joshi, Head of Equity Research at William O'Neill India. Good morning, Mayuresh. What a lovely time to have you. And do you now realize the value of your goatee? Remember, I told you not to shave it off.
Oh yes, I think I'm going by your word, Shail sir. So morning to you.
Okay, a very good morning. And my request is you to now sort of grow it into a beard for the next 10-20 years so that this wonderful rally that we have seeded from 21,821 to 50,000 on the Nifty alone should take place. Okay, so please keep this goatee. The moment you shave, you realize you sort of trimmed India's growth forecast and Sensex and Nifty projections. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayuresh is normally clean shaven, and the day I saw his goatee, I knew कि अब ये मार्केट का टोटका है और इसको अब जिंदा रखना है. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mayuresh for you. Kiran ji, I am also requesting you to keep now a goatee. Maybe we'll see 100,000 on the Nifty fairly soon. So these are lovely conversations that we keep on having. Mayuresh, now what next? 23,000 तो हमारे सामने है ही. क्रूड ऑयल 2 महीने के लो पे है. बॉन्ड यील्ड यूएस की शांत बैठी है. आपको कैसा लग रहा है और क्या करना चाहिए?
बाजार बढ़िया लग रहा है, Shail sir. Morning to you, morning to Sakshi, morning to Kiran as well. Structurally, again, I think time and again there is no inherent downside risk for the market. You look at the numbers, right? You look at the GST number, Shail sir. It crossed 2 lakh crores in just a few days back. You've seen a huge RBI dividend come through. Now, this is going to have a huge multiplier effect because what will now transpire in the budget might be a game changer for India. So I think once the election results are out of the way, the next thing the markets will look for is what will probably happen in the July budget. But with the RBI dividend and the disposal of an excess 1 lakh crore that the government had at its behest, I think a lot more can be done in terms of infra support, in terms of government capex in certain key areas. And that itself will provide a huge fillip as far as GDP is concerned, employment is concerned, and getting back private capex is concerned. So to that extent, I think macros and micros are in top gear as far as the Indian markets are concerned. Obviously, I think valuations is something which always has been at a premium compared to other markets. But with such numbers coming through, I think the premium multiple probably continues. You saw the FII figure yesterday. I think they are having a forceful and a very painful comeback into the Indian markets. They were selling off. But I think one must realize that you cannot stay away from the Indian markets in the growth phase that it is in. So no structural downside for the markets. You will get in time periodicities based on global news, some element in terms of jitters that the market can give. But I think those jitters, looking at how we are positioned, should be taken as buying opportunities. So no structural downside for the markets. I think remain very optimistic.
Okay. Well, just like how Mayuresh has pointed out, for all our viewers, you should know that this year on 1st Feb, we had an interim budget. But after the election results, the new government which will be formed will be presenting a fresh budget completely. This will be largely presented in the 1st or the 2nd week of July. We are yet to get the dates, but it could be anywhere between 5th and 10th is what we are likely to understand as of now. But this will be charting the next trajectory of growth for the markets. Markets will have something to look forward to even beyond the elections as of now. So Mayuresh, do tell us, after this record being achieved yesterday, 22,800, 22,900 and now 23,000, that mere looks formalities for sake. What next? Where would you keep an eye out on? Where would you put in fresh money? Would you, or would you keep some money handy for, say, in any case of corrections coming in? How would you really approach?
I mean, that would be a sane strategy, Sakshi. But I think a large part of the investing janta, if they're invested in the market, you should remain invested in markets like India. I think there is no way that you should be sitting on a huge pile of cash. Yes, some dry gunpowder is needed if the market does give you some sort of a correction or some element in terms of jitters, as I said, for global news. And to that extent, domestic cyclicals is what we still feel can do relatively better. As I just mentioned, with that excess 1 lakh crore that remains at the government behest, a lot more is expected to be carried on in terms of infrastructure growth, manufacturing as a hub for India, and therefore domestic cyclicals and the entire subsectors related to that. You've already seen a huge housing rally. There will be further incentives that the government will give for rural affordable housing, urban affordable housing, and real estate is in a boom itself. Infrastructure development, roads, ports, the allocations thereof are going to be substantial going forward as well. You've already seen how PSU stocks have moved, including defense, power, because that is where the structural tailwinds still lie in terms of a sectoral earnings perspective. And consumer staples and discretionary both should show signs of improvement, primarily based on the fact that monsoon should be normal this time around. And as the disposable income starts improving the next few quarters and years, I think both these segments should equally do well for India. So I think the domestic focused segments, in my opinion, should continue doing well. At some point of time, I think the export oriented sectors, including bits of IT, including bits of textile, can start coming back. But I think that recovery will be a little bit back ended. So till that extent, I think domestic focus sectors actually should continue doing.
Okay. Got that. I think we have the pre-open rates in front of us, 22,747.
The opening prices.
Yes, Shail.
Yes, actually, it's a bit of a downtick, but remember, if you get 22,800 on the Nifty, then again, ladies and gentlemen, that is a godsend opportunity to get back into the market. How I so wish that people only invest in ETFs and play the long side of this wonderful rally, but let us see how it goes. At the moment, 113 points lower on the Nifty. I'm sure this will improve. Let's see how it goes from now on. What are the stocks that are moving this particular index at the moment? What we'll do is there is a issue on my software. Sakshi, why don't you just mark Indigo? That's the most important stock that I'm looking at.
Absolutely. After the earnings were a blowout, Indigo is the most important stock that we are looking at, and it is 10% uptick that we are looking at on Indigo, 4840. Remember, yesterday it closed at 44400. So sharp uptick is what we are looking at over here. Let's get Mayuresh to tell us post earnings, how are you going to be looking at Indigo?
And the price says it all, Sakshi. I think the numbers were phenomenal. And least to say, I think if you probably look at how the positioning is, they still have a lion's share in terms of the overall aviation market. You've seen the other players struggle, players like SpiceJet struggle, specifically on domestic routes. You're still seeing so many complaints that happen on Twitter and social media as far as Air India is concerned. So to that extent, I think the competition is very, very minimal at this juncture. The new fleet that will come through, both for Indigo as well as its peers, is still going to take some time, and therefore the extent in terms of earnings growth can still be substantial as far as the momentum in the stock is concerned. Last but not the least, if you probably peg how input costs are placed, and specifically I think airline turbine fuel, the prices of crude oil are expected to stay lower. That accounts for almost 45% in terms of input costs. So if that remains stable, and if the dollar parity in terms of how the rupee is positioned also remains stable for the better part of this year, I think that leverage probably starts getting played out in terms of numbers as well. So yeah, the momentum can very well continue for a stock like that.
Okay, let's get Kiranji into this conversation. Kiranji, would you be stepping into Indigo up at 10%, or is this just too overheated?
Indigo, as looking at daily price chart, definitely it's look like an overheated, considering the momentum indicator reading above its 75, 80 level. And previously we have seen that from this level, Indigo has given a some part of good corrections also. So as of now, new or a fresh investment in Indigo, I would say wait and watch. Anyone is holding this particular stock, they can hold. Reason being, the momentum indicator is an overbought zone, which suggests not to invest fresh, but we can definitely hold our previous investment, considering that because of it is in overbought zone, there are chances of some furious move should come, and to hold this particular stock would be the wise advice. So at current market price, definitely they can hold. Keep very strict stop loss to 4300. If 4300 breakdown on Indigo price chart, then there are chances we can see some price booking, or we can see some price corrections also should be there. So as of now, new investment is not advisable in Indigo. Anyone is holding this particular stock, they can hold at 4300.
Right. Let's look at some other stocks within the Nifty. Sakshi, I am keenly looking at Adani Enterprises. The company has informed exchanges that it's looking for a fundraise. Remember, there's also news that Adani Enterprises has done dramatically well as far as stock prices are concerned, and therefore you see it moving 19 points higher at 3406. Let's now go back to the basics. I want to see three shares. Okay. HDFC Bank has slipped 13 rupees at 1479. Reliance is down 8 rupees at 2964. Infosys is flat at 1472. What is pulling the Nifty higher? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing much except for Bajaj Finserv, 0.5% higher. It's going to be a flat day. The market is going to digest yesterday's rally. Okay, Sakshi, I think this is the day to actually celebrate Mayuresh's presence. I'm requesting the PCR to fire the chart of Bikaji Foods earnings, and I don't know how it slipped my mind. Let the number come in for Bikaji Food as far as the stock price is concerned. Mayuresh, full kudos to you. It's up 10% at 588. ब्रेकफास्ट में आज भुजिया खाएंगे, और क्या लगता है मयूरेश जी अबाउट द अर्निंग्स, एंड हाउ डू यू सी द स्टॉक नाउ?
तो मैं तो इंस्पायर अमित जी से हुआ था और उनके एड से, तो अमित जी अगर भुजिया खाते हैं तो नहीं खाते हैं, so earnings have been phenomenal, Shail sir. I think the whole space, right? If you look at Haldiram as its competitor as well, look at the valuations that Haldiram is expected to get, and look at the sheer market that these guys are addressing at this juncture. And they've not even scratched the surface as far as Pan India is concerned. So they are expanding capacities. There is a huge appetite in terms of Indian snacks. And they are diversifying as well. So to a certain extent, they're also incorporating Western snacks. Input costs have become far more benign at this juncture. And as they achieve economies of scale, I think the per unit cost of production, both from a fixed and an operating perspective, starts trending lower, which gives that element in terms of a profitable growth that one looks at. So I think very, very interesting space. And in my opinion, I think as they start their pan-India distribution, etc., I think there can be substantial stability and expansion in volume-led price growth as well.
Okay. So that's Bikaji Foods. There are several other earnings reactions also coming through. Honasa Consumer is up by 6% after earnings have improved, and the company has reported profits on the bottom line as well. Apart from this, Transformers and Rectifiers is another 5.5% higher. The company has received an export order worth 161 crores from AL Anbar, and about 179 odd crore rupees from Adani Group as well, and another 19 crores from L&T. So about 615 can be seen on this one. That's another one that's moving sharply in trade. Apart from this, on the earnings from JK Lakshmi Cement reported its earnings, it's up by 4%, improved the profitability by about 41% odd or so as well. Zaggle Prepaid is another one that post earnings is reacting positively, about 6% higher in trade today as well. Anything from this basket of stocks, Kiranji, that you would be liking to follow up on the buying post elections?
Yes, on banking side, we discussed multiple private banks, but on PSU bank side, on PSU sector side, we are liking Indian Bank. If you check out the Indian Bank daily chart price, it has given a breakout from its ascending triangle pattern. We have seen that since February month, stock price has not touched its previous all-time high of 570. Now it is trading above 570 level. So it is a very good level to enter at current market price. Any dips or at current market price of 575, definitely we can go ahead and long on this particular stock. Looking at price chart, we are expecting 600 plus target in very short time and keeping a stop loss below 560. So Indian Bank is catches our eyes at opening also. So not only for the intraday, but so as a positional bet, we can definitely look into the Indian Bank.
Right. Mayuresh, on Honasa and on Nykaa also, which reported its earnings a few days ago, I wanted to understand your view. Now that the profitability is coming through, does it actually give you any confidence to step into these stocks, or still, things may be far-fetched?
No, I think we need to watch and observe, very frankly, Sakshi, because I think one quarter is not a defining quarter for both these stocks under consideration. I think the consistency that markets look at in terms of profitable growth compounding at a very steady pace, that probably seems to be amiss in both these counters. And obviously, I think it depends on how trends are evolving, what is happening in terms of urban, semi-urban growth, how volumes are catching up. There is competition pressure as well, how pricing is moving, how the behavioral trends are catching up as well in terms of discretionary spend. So I think there are too many variables to probably look at. But I think consistency is something that is probably amiss in a few of these stocks. And therefore, I think, as I said, we would like to play these markets in terms of the broader markets, which are a little bit relatively better placed on these parameters, which get reflected through our EPS, RS rating, strong institution holding, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think for the moment, I think we'll leave both these stocks in this.
Let's just pay attention to how stocks have rallied in the defense space. I'd like to get Kiran into the conversation. Kiranji, Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach, these are moves that defy gravity. Are you comfortable with them, or is this something to be really, really worried about? My feeling is that retail is getting trapped. What is your thought here?
So I guess we both are on same page. Looking at BDL, GRSC, Cochin Shipyard, Mazgaon Dock chart, they are looking at technical phase, what we are following since last 10-15 years. It is the last leg of this bull run. Of this, I am saying about the defense one. The moment you discuss about any retailer, we also getting number of calls from our clients that what do you think about this stocks? We want to freshly enter. However, we saying no, but they are just chasing this price point because every now and then price is making all time high and it's trading at all time high. So we prefer not to invest at fresh at current price. Definitely, who is holding this particular stock, they can hold with the positional stop loss of 10-5% from current market price, and they keep going on this price this price. But on fresh investment, we are definitely saying no at current market price.
Getting Mayuresh's view in, Mayuresh, how do you see this vertigo-like rally in Cochin and Garden Reach and Mazgaon? Is it something to be worried about? What is your gut feel when you compare the movement of the stock price to the underlying fundamentals, which undoubtedly have improved given this fourth quarter numbers, but is the rally overdone?
You also forgot to mention what Mayuresh had in his, key statements for these shipbuilder stocks as well. So you should mention that every time Mayuresh is on there. He said that, these companies make ships, but they ride on rockets.
No, so I think the move has been excessive, in my opinion, and that is getting reflected in terms of our evaluation reports pages as well, as we see it at markets. But I think they are way higher from our bases, late stage bases in certain cases as well. And therefore, the only risk, Shell, sir, apart from the structural elements that these stocks have, yes, strong order books, revenue visibility over the next 5 to 6 years. The performance has been stellar. The only risk that happens for these stocks now is going to be the execution risk. If they are not able to execute for 1 quarter or two, for some reason or the other, the markets are not going to take it very lightly. Therefore, I think that execution risk is the only risk that I see, and that might happen for some reason or the other. So I think one must really be careful if you're probably putting in fresh money at this juncture for all these stocks.
Okay, so that's as far as these shipbuilder stocks are concerned as of now. Apart from this, how about the railway space, Mayuresh, and the consistent order flows that are coming through? These stocks are continuously riding at record high levels. Is there still time to add on to this? These kind of stocks in the portfolios right now? RBNL, Ircon International, IRFC, they've been all on a one-way uptrend.
So similar story, Sakshi, I think, like for defense, as I said, like for power, the railway stocks also are moving in the same unilateral direction. That is only one way, right? And therefore, I think, again, the only risk here is the execution risk. If for some reason or the other, these guys are not able to execute well, the kind of valuations that they're trading, the kind of price action that we've seen. And obviously, some stocks also have a huge amount of free float concerns. So to that extent, the unwinding, if this does play through on a negative side as a risk factor, can be pretty sharp on the downside as well. Having said that, I think stocks like Texmaco, if it does correct to a certain extent, I think still becomes a very viable play, because the kind of capex that is still going into railways and is still expected to go over the next few years is going to be substantial for these players. So I think if I have to pick and choose within the entire space, if there is some element of correction in Texmaco, I think that is one stock I look for.
Okay, got that. Texmaco, we'll keep an eye out on that. Kiran, getting you into the conversation, I'm also looking at UPL and Aarti Industries amidst the JV that they have announced on a 50-50% basis partnership. The JV is expected to commence commercial supplies by Q1 of FY27 with a peak annual revenue potential of about 500 crores over the next 2 to 3 years. So the stocks will be in focus. UPL is up 1% and 1.5% increase for Aarti Industries before the markets open. How would you trade them?
So I want to answer UPL on little larger frame. If you check out the UPL chart, since if I'm not wrong, 2020, we are seeing some downfall started on UPL, and from 800 level, UPL corrected till 450 level. And during this particular time, we have seen a very good rally on fertilizer sector. You check Chambal, you check GNFC, GSFC, even NFL, even RCF. They all are have outperformed, but during this particular time, UPL become rest of the underperform only. Now at current market price, we are seeing that UPL is it's giving a breakout from its ascending triangle pattern at lower level. It is also trying to come up and sustain above its 100 days moving average also. So multiple reason as per the technical analysis that this price has made is the intermediate bottom, and we are expecting this can be the outperformer, as Mayuresh sir also mentioned about the upcoming budget, interim budget also. So there are chances that fertilizer stocks can outperform.
Right, sir. Please allow me to interrupt you. The markets have opened. Nifty at the moment has slipped 57 points in early trade. 22,900 is where the battle is. Remember, if you get a dip, this is a dip to get back into as far as the index is concerned. Major indices start on the back foot. IT index down about 100 points. The Nifty bank slipped 40 points lower, nothing to be worried about. The NSE 500, okay, this is a bit worrisome, but nothing to be overtly concerned. 43 points lower, 21,446. Let's immediately look at the index heavyweights. Okay, there is a shade of red on the Nifty. HDFC Bank is 2 rupees 60 lower, 1490. Reliance is down 8 rupees at 2964. Infosys is down 5 rupees at 1467. That's how the structure is of the main index. It's only Axis Bank in the green amongst the top 10, up 8 rupees at 1173. We'll shift focus to Indigo. This is the top performer in the F&O space. Already done 143 crores worth of transactions, 1.8% higher, 4482, reacting to very strong earnings. I wish the market were a little more generous, but this is fine. We'll take it with open arms. Top gainers, Sakshi mentioned Aarti Industries, 3% higher, 647. There is a bit of a move coming in on Biocon. They've launched a new drug, 322. We'll just be giving you the details. 2.3% higher. You have earnings boy Hind Copper, 1.2% higher, 379. A very, very quick move into NSE 500, then we'll approach Kiranji. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we need to look at Bharat Dynamics. This is a stock adjustment that has happened. Do not get confused with the price, but even after the price has adjusted, the counter is up 12%, 15,877. I'm not going to take a technical view. I believe it's just overstretched. We are just marking a price. What else is moving? Inox Wind, 5% higher, 160. Bhikaji, 6% higher, 567. Let's look at the other defense spaces. We have to mark the price. That is all that we will do. Cochin Shipyard, 2.5% higher, 1940. Masgaon, 1% higher, 3162. Garden Reach, 0.5% higher, 1436. BEL, 1% higher, and HAL, 0.5% higher. How about railway? This is a phase that I am also looking at. Okay. Timken, 3.5% higher, 3985. RVNL, 1% higher. It's a muted opening, ladies and gentlemen. Within the PSU pack, I'll just mark one more stock that I'm looking at. That's Engineers India, 2% higher, 288. Coming to you, Kiranji, what catches your fancy on this Friday morning?
So looking at this opening, the fertilizer stock which we were discussing, I think those are the good stock at current market price. So RCF, which we are liking at even at current market price, you can see that since last 2 days it is trading in lower top, lower bottom pattern, and today we are seeing prices has taken a support of its 20 days moving average in it is started trading heart of high bottom pattern. So you can look into the fertilizer stock. RCF is our preferred pick at current market price. It is trading at 148. There are chances we can see upswing of 156, 157, and within and we would like to keep a stop loss of 140. So fertilizer stocks is on our radar.
Okay, got that. Mayuresh, let's get you in as well. Zaggle Prepaid, that's another one I wanted to discuss after earnings. Stock is up 5% in the early minutes. How are you looking at this company? Recently listed stock?
No, decent earnings, and I think it all really depends in terms of the perspective that the management put forth. If there is an optimism in terms of how the management is probably looking at how the company is expected to get positioned over the next few quarters, I think there can be a case made out of cycle prepaid, but a very decent set of numbers. Actually.
Right, 153% of a surge on the Q4 profit to 90 crore rupees. Decent set of numbers, as Mayuresh has pointed out. Hindalco and NTPC, earnings-bound companies, are the top movers on the Nifty right now. How should one really look at these two stocks, Kiran? Hindalco, we've been seeing the metal rally unfold, and the stock has been in the thick of action. Power never really went out of sight, and NTPC has been one of the best performers in the power story too. Earnings-bound, how should one be really looking at them?
So power and metals were the story of the stock market. We have seen that both are the outperformed sector, and from both the sector, if we are liking the stock, Hindalco and Tata Steel from the metal sector. So let's discuss first Hindalco. Since last 2 days, we are seeing some pullback has came, and after that pullback, we are seeing that both the prices are started trading into the height of high bottom pattern. Yesterday, Hindalco has formed bullish reversal candlesticks pattern at high top, and from that we are seeing follow-up buying is also there. So at current market price, Hindalco, anyone can go along with the strict stop loss of 64. And looking at price chart, there are chances of 720, 730 would be the target. Another stock which we are liking into the metal sector, it is Tata Steel. Tata Steel has retested its previous breakout of 170, and from that particular price, we are seeing prices is trading at 177. So looking at this price chart, we are expecting price target of 185, 190 in upcoming time. So definitely Tata Steel and Hindalco would be the flavor of the stock. And now coming to the power generation stock or power distribution stock, NTPC is at verge of breakout. We are seeing the ascending triangle pattern is spanning out on the daily price chart, and since last 3 days we are seeing multiple dojis are also there. The momentum indicator is into the bullish zone. So there are chances that NTPC can be the stock of the day or tomorrow. So at current market price, definitely we would like to go long on NTPC with keeping a stop loss below 370, and we are looking at target of 390, 395 in upcoming time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty is back in the green, and let me just get Mayuresh into the conversation and show you the price of HDFC Bank. Kiranji, also your inputs are needed. Remember, this was your pick pre-market. The price in the FNO space is 1500, ladies and gentlemen. बड़े दिन लग गए 1500 तक पहुंचने के लिए, but remember it is still below 200 DMA. Mayuresh, your very quick view on HDFC Bank, and then Kiranji will take over.
I think might need to give one more quarter, Shail sir. It might just consolidate, looking at how we are positioned as far as our events are concerned, how the budget is expected to get positioned, how global cues are, and therefore might be a range-bound trade. Obviously, we would love the moving averages to be taken out at Markets Bit India, which will reflect in RS strength. The EPF strength is fine. But generally, I think it might go through a phase of consolidation even now. But at some point, this elephant will dance, Shail sir. But it's just the couple of quarters next that might be a little bit more painful from a consolidation perspective.
Okay. Before I get to Kiranji, I'll have to mark two stock sites, Sakshi. I think there'll be a digit change in Cochin Shipyard. You'll see 2000 very soon. And Idea Cellular. Let's get this one on the screen. The reason why I mention Idea Cellular, ladies and gentlemen, is that a very well-known foreign institutional investor has upgraded the stock to buy from neutral with a price target of 18. That's UBS for you. And this price now is the highest since 28th of February. Because I have covered telecom for about 15 years, I must tell you that one of the finest analysts on telecom resides within UBS. So all the more importance to be paid to Idea Cellular. Let's get Mayuresh in here. Mayuresh, Idea Cellular, 1470 now, huge amount of transactions happening. What would you say?
So the momentum might continue, and then the only premise here, Shail sir, is that at some point tariffs are going to get increased. So I think Sunil Bharti Mittal has been stating this ad nausea, that there will be an increase in tariffs coming through. I think it's just an element of when. So maybe in the next few months, maybe in the next quarter, if there are tariff increases for the industry as a whole, everybody is going to benefit. And Vodafone will benefit even more, because I think they are in urgent and dire need of those increases coming through, which can protect two things. One, in terms of getting their cash flows in order, so that the debt levels and the overall leverage levels on the balance sheet comes down. And with increased ARPUs as well, the expectations in terms of the fresh capex that they need to do within the 5G ecosystems also get shielded to a certain extent. So it's not that the numbers are going to show a huge turnaround from the coming few quarters in general. It might take a few years, but I think there is a positive direction if these ARPU increases happen. It is already reflecting in Bharti, it is already reflecting partially in Reliance. But Vodafone Idea, staying as the third player, will also benefit significantly with this move.
Okay, Kiranji, would you want to step in on Vodafone Idea? It's up 5%. I normally don't take a view on this one, but one must respect both volume and price. Already 554 crore worth of transactions have happened, and this is the second most active stock on NSE. Your view, sir, 14.75.
So recently we have seen FPO, and after post FPO we are seeing that some good attractions has been coming on Vodafone price chart. At current market price, we are seeing that since last 3 months of consolidation has been broken out on this particular stock, and after seeing this thing, the stock price is also trading, it's above 100 and 200 is moving average. So there are chances this rally can keep continue. So at current market price, if anyone would like to enter in this particular stock, they can definitely enter at 14.70, 14.10. On percentage basis, stop loss are quite big, but on price point, if we are checking, the stop loss would be at 13 rupees, and looking at price chart, we are expecting 17.5 or 18 rupees kind of a target in upcoming time.
Okay. Meanwhile, Sensex has hit a new high of 75,525 for the first time today, and the mid cap index is again at a record high. Third straight day of records coming in on the mid cap index as well. So for the first time, it's also crossed 52,500 mark as well. So there are pockets that continue to surge at record levels even now. Within the mid cap space, Kiran, are you looking at any specific stocks? And then I'll come to Mayuresh also.
So in mid-cap stock, if we check currently, the stock, the movement is coming very furious. So on this pharma sector, we are liking Biocon. So looking at Biocon particularly, it is giving a breakout of cup and handle pattern at current market price. And it is also giving a breakout of this major consolidation pattern on BT also. So at current market price, when it dips towards 320 would be the great place to enter in this particular stock. And we are expecting price target of like 380, 370 in upcoming time. So it is not for the intraday, but as an investment also. And on disclaimer point of view, we have already recommended to our clients since last 2-3 days. So on disclaimer point of view, I'm just saying. Otherwise, at current market price, definitely we are looking Biocon. It has very good level.
Okay, what about you, Mayuresh? How are you looking at this fresh move that has sustained for 3-4 sessions now within the mid-cap space?
I think the momentum clearly continues, backed by very strong liquidity, Sakshi. So to that extent, the euphoria within the mid-cap universe continues at large across the broader markets. But again, I think one really must be very, very picky and choosy here now on how earnings are estimated to play out, specifically on the higher base that we have created for FY24, and whether certain pockets within this space can sustain that earnings momentum. So yeah, I think there is euphoria based on a lot of factors, but one now really must be a little bit more picky and choosy with the broader universe.
Right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 9:30. Before we bid goodbye to Mayuresh, I'm sure you will come back again before June 1st and of course definitely before June 4th. That's the exit poll day and the actual result day for national elections. Make a wish and name a stock.
Yeah, I think everything should be positive for the Indian markets. I think two stocks one should keep on your radar with everything that is probably going in terms of government capex. So keep on your radar Jindal SAW, because that is where I think a large part of capex is expected to happen for the sector as a whole. We're expected to see the natural gas pipeline extend from 16,000 kilometers to 27,000 kilometers. You're seeing substantial orders being meted out in the Middle East as well, specifically from Saudi Arabia. And therefore, they're sitting on huge order books, cash flows are improving. So this is one stock to be kept on your radar. The other one also is Gulf Oil Lubricants. Yes, I think it is a little bit down in today's session. I would love to hear the management commentary post their numbers. But two things happening here. One, in terms of their core numbers, have improved substantially. I think it was a very good show in Q4 and the entire part of FY24. The second element is in terms of more products being introduced for the SUV market, both globally as well as in the Indian context. Last but not the least, they are making strong entry points into the EV charger segment. So they have already acquired a couple of companies, and this part of the market is expected to grow substantially in the coming few years. Again, I think in terms of EV related oils, a lot of R&D is happening on that front, and more products expected on that suite as well. Input costs have come down, balance sheet looks strong. So I think a couple of stocks to be kept on.
Okay, Mayuresh, you know I maintain a list of all quality stocks that not only you but all wonderful analysts that who come on our show mention. So I've added Jindal SAW, Gulf Oil in front of your name, and just to remind you, earlier you had mentioned Welspun Corp, which is at a record high, ladies and gentlemen, 604, and of course Bama Lorry 311, again a record high. In case you have forgotten, I haven't. Thank you so much for this lovely discourse on how the markets have moved.
Your little book does the tricks.
Yes, and yes, I have that little book, but I have turned digital. Now I have added the list to a particular software that I have, where I keep on tracking these lovely stocks. Thank you so much, and I hope whatever you mentioned on the markets, as also on the political events that are about to take place, turn out to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, 9:31 a.m. 23,000 on the Nifty.
Wow.
A very warm welcome to a new digit and a wonderful rally. Mayuresh, it was waiting for you to sort of not go. Now spend 5 more minutes. How does it matter? 23,000 तो आपने करवा ही दिया.
अरे मैंने कुछ नहीं करवाया सर. मैं करवाना होता तो क्या क्या करवा देता. So नहीं. Congratulations to all of us. I think and all the retail investors in particular, Shail sir, because they have held their mark and they have not swayed away in as we've seen in earlier times. So hats off to all of us.
Yes.
Well, Mayuresh, then you have to
Thank
give
you,
us.
Mayuresh, for your time. Over to you.
You have to
Sakshi.
give us. You have to give us beyond 23,000 now. Where is the Nifty headed? What is your next mark? And by when do you see that next mark achieving? You have to give us that headline at least today.
I will. So I think I'll just go by pure Excel sheets that we analysts work out with. So if I say it's a 12 to 14% growth, that earnings will happen and India grows at a GDP of 8%, and I simply peg it on the Excel sheet with Nifty EPS expected to be 1150 for FY25 and around 1175, 200 for FY26, and I take a forward multiple of 20 times, and 24,500 is the Nifty target.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you, Mayuresh, then for sparing your time for us, and congratulations yet again for seeing that historic mark with us on the Nifty today. Kiran, do tell us, 23,000 now with us. What next on the Nifty? How do you see the technical charts now progressing for the Nifty now?
Yeah. So as we discussed in morning also, the Nifty price is consolidated more than 2 months in the 800 and 900 kind of a range, from 22,700 to 21,900. Now the indices is coming out from that particular range. So definitely, as per the technical analysis, it is we are expecting that more 700 to 800 kind of a move should come within 2 to 4 months. So till by July, we are expecting price target of 23,500 to 23,600. Definitely on 4th June, we are expecting election results. So any target can come. But looking at a normal due course condition, we are expecting price target of 23,500 to 23,700 in upcoming 2 to 3 months.
Okay, got that. Remember, viewers, January 15th was the day when the Nifty had hit 22,000. It has nearly taken about 65 trading sessions for that 1,000 point journey to 23,000 as well. So, remarkable move is what we have seen in today's trading session as well. Let's look at the big contributing factors right now, which are pulling up the Nifty. So it's HDFC Bank again that's contributing about 15 odd points. L&T that's contributing nearly 9 points. SBI about 5 points. Bajaj Finance is contributing 5 points. Bharti Airtel from the telecom space is also moving up. 3 points is what it is contributing. Hindalco, Axis Bank and Infosys, these are the top 6-7 stocks that are contributing the most to the Nifty gains as of now. Kiran, I'll ask you on State Bank of India, how are you looking at this momentum build up again on SBI now, and where is the stock really headed?
So as we discussed in the morning, again, I'm repeating that everyone is discussing about the private and PSU bank, the tug of war, the rally should catch up and everything. But I prefer that PSU bank already performing and it is into the good hands and the structure are very strong. So as we discuss about the Indian bank now, State Bank is also on same front. On daily price chart, we are seeing that prices is giving breakout from its ascending triangle pattern, and there are chances it should keep continue at current market price also. So anyone would like to buy, they can buy. SBI at current market price, keep very strict stop loss below 824. And looking at price target, price chart, we are expecting price target of 860, 870 in upcoming time. So definitely a very good stock at current market price.
It's almost 9:35, ladies and gentlemen. HDFC Bank is inching up, and that's a very, very big positive both for the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. About 10% of Nifty comprises of HDFC Bank, and about 33% of Nifty Bank is made up of HDFC Bank. The numbers that I wanted to mention are as follows. if you look at the long term valuations of HDFC Bank, as far as price to earnings is concerned, it's the 1 year average of PE is about 20.67 for HDFC Bank. It's now at 17.7. So it's trading below its 1 year average as far as the PE is concerned. And if you look at the price to book, that's exactly the same. The 1 year median price to book for HDFC Bank is 3.08. It's now at 2.5. These numbers are also similar for 5 years and 10 years. It goes on to show that how undervalued, relatively undervalued HDFC Bank is to itself, and it's about time. Like I mentioned, over the last 1 year, Nifty has run up about 20-25%. HDFC Bank is actually down 7%. So it's the reverse swing that has to play out. Even if Nifty remains constant and HDFC Bank goes up by about 7%, which it should, you'll see a very strong uptick coming on the Nifty and the Nifty Bank. Kiranji, anything else that catches your fancy?
On metal sector, I guess we should focus because we are seeing that metal is the flavor since last couple of days, and we have seen 2-3 days back it was on the lower front side, and now it is giving a fresh running at current market price. So metal sector, JSW still it is at our radar. We are seeing that cup and handle pattern breakout is there. The momentum indicator is on the bullish zone. So there are chances that JSW still can outperform in coming time. So at current market price 910, 915, we would like to go long. Keep a very strict stop loss below 800, 890. And looking at price chart, we are expecting price target of 950, 960 in upcoming time. Another sector which we are liking and particularly stock is Divi's Laboratory. Overall, if you are checking Divi's Laboratory after almost 2 years of consolidation, price is trading above its 4,000 level. We have seen in January 2024, prices tested 4,000 level and corrected to 3,500. After that, again, prices tested 4,100 and retested 3,700. And from that level, the prices is now trading above at 4,100. So it is a clear-cut ascending triangle pattern breakout at current market price. A big rounding bottom pattern is also there. So in pharma name, Divi's Laboratory can outperform in upcoming time. So we are liking two sector for day or maybe for next couple of days. One is the metal, JSW Steel, and another is the pharma, Divi's Laboratory.
Okay, got that. So those are the two stock ideas from Kiran right now. Like I was saying, between the journey from 22,000 to 23,000, the stocks that have ran up the most within the Nifty, I'll give all of those stocks also to you. It's M&M, Hindalco, Eicher, Tata Steel and Bharti Airtel. These have been the stocks that have risen the most in this 1,000 point rally within the Nifty. You did talk about the metal space and we've discussed Hindalco, but there are two auto stocks within this pack, M&M and Eicher. How do you see things panning out for these frontline auto companies now, Kiran?
So Eicher definitely the stock because there is a breakout of the flag pattern on daily price chart we discussed previously also where the price was somewhere around 4,600 and from that particular price pattern price point the current market price is 4,800. So clear cut there is a bullish breakout on price chart. We are expecting Eicher Motor to test 5,000, 5,200 in upcoming time. So definitely Eicher Motor at current market price can go long. Any dips toward 4,700 would be the buy zone. Keep a very strict stop loss below 4,600. We are expecting price target of 52.
Got that. So those are the stock ideas as far as the auto space is concerned. What about the telecom stocks? We discussed Vodafone with you. What about Bharti Airtel? Even that one is showing upticks even today. Indus Towers is another one that's been up and about after that UBS report on telecom. Beyond Vodafone, where else would you be keeping your focus?
So Bharti Airtel, if we check out at current market price, it is also giving a fresh breakout. Looking at current market price, the stock price made high of 1340 level, it made a low of 1270. retested its 20 days moving average. There is a rounding bottom pattern also was there. And from that pattern, we have seen some consolidation. And after that, the price is breaking out from that particular consolidation. So it will be considered as a cup and handle pattern only. So yes, there are chances we can see price target of 1440, 1415 upcoming time. So Bharti Airtel is a very good level. Definitely we can, fresh investment can also be made. Keep very strict stop loss to 1340, 1330.
9:42, ladies and gentlemen. Let's shift focus to where a lot of action is happening on the long side in terms of all-time highs. No surprises there. I'm getting a little edgy mentioning these names again and again. Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach, Mazgaon from the defense pack. Now an interesting name has come up, which is State Bank of India record high. Remember, we are now betting on the Bank Nifty to see you through to a fresh high on that one. And SBI has started to move, HDFC Bank has started to move. This is a very, very big plus for the Bank Nifty. Some new names, let me just take from the quasi pharma space. This is Glaxo. We don't discuss this often. A fabulous balance sheet, 2504, up 1.2%. Medical ancillary Polymed, 1848, 1.9% higher. These are all record highs that I'm talking about. Within the PSU space, which is low ticket high beta, you have RVNL 373, 0.5% higher, and Engineers India 1.2% higher, 285. You have Ashok Leyland, Ambuja Cement, Havels, and Brigade Enterprises. So these are the stocks which are buzzing with very, very strong gains when it comes to prices. The entire telecom pack, ladies and gentlemen, is booming. Bharti Airtel, fresh record high, 1383, 0.7% higher. And the idea universe, let me just elaborate. Indus Towers is 354, 3% higher. Remember, an improvement in Vodafone Idea's financials because of the 20,000 crore FPO money coming in will help Idea to pay off the dues of Indus Towers. Grasim is up because Grasim is the holding company of Vodafone Idea. It holds about 6.5% stake. Let me just look at how Grasim is doing. Alphabetically it's arranged. Just give me a while. Grasim is 2458, still in the green, 0.2% higher. But taking it away, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire telecom pack today, thanks to that UBS report, which we'll talk about a little later. And of course, Sakshi, what is back? PFC, 1.2%, 2% higher now, 478. Kiranji, your view on PFC?
So looking at PFC's daily price chart, the stock price is giving a breakout from recent correction. Number one. Number two, stock price made its level of 480, 475 in February month, and since then it is not able to cross that particular level. And today the stock price is trading above its previous all-time high. So it is also considered as a breakout only. So definitely anyone can go long on PFC. Keep very strict stop loss to 460. And if prices is not coming down below 460, then we are expecting price target of 490, 495 in upcoming time. So definitely anyone can go long on PFC.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as PFC is concerned, and it's moving very, very sharply. Apart from this, REC is also another one that's also up by a percent odd or so. Within the other defense stories, HAL is also buzzing, 0.5% higher in trade. BEL is about 0.2% up in trade right now. Power space stocks, both NTPC and Power Grid are up in action right now as we speak within the PSU pack as well. The PSU banking space is doing very well, and we are seeing, of course, stocks like SBI definitely up on the move. Apart from SBI, where else would you concentrate your focus within the PSU banking story now, Kiran?
Yes, so after Indian Bank and the SBI, we are liking Bank of India. If you check Bank of India, the recently after result, we are seeing some the correction from 150 level to 120 level, and from that 120 level, we are seeing on intraday price chart the stock price is forming a rounding bottom pattern, and from that rounding bottom pattern, we are seeing the breakout is coming. So Indian Bank would be the preferred choice on PSU stock basket at current market price. So anyone can go long at 130 rupees level, keep very strict stop loss below 125, and looking at price chart, we are expecting price target of 140, 145 in upcoming time.
Okay, got that. It's the Nifty financial services space that's been moving very, very smartly, especially it's Bajaj Finance that's driving this move, almost a point, almost a percent higher in trade right now. Bajaj FinServ is also moving up about 0.3% odd. Within the financial services basket, what interests you? Would you go with these large cap names or anything else also comes to your mind, Kiran?
On NBFC prospect, if you are asking, we would like to go on large cap front only. There is a two stock. One is the Bajaj Finance definitely, and another would be the Canfin Home. Looking at Canfin Home, the stock price into the consolidation zone since long time, and it is into the range from 720, 730 level to 800 level. Stock price is trading below its all long-term moving averages, but now it is trying to coming up on 20 days moving average. Recently, we have seen prices is making higher lows also. So it is a very good price point to enter this particular stock. So Canpin, one can look as an investment point of view at 745. You can go long, keep very strict stop loss below 720, and we are expecting price target of 800 in upcoming time. So Canpin is there. Another definitely the big boy, Bajaj Finance is there. If you check out the Bajaj Finance chart, the stock price was at a lower level of somewhere around 6,500, and from that level, it is trading into the height of higher bottom pattern. It is now above its 50 and 20 days moving average also. So Bajaj Finance at 68, 6,900, very good bet. Keep very strict stop loss below 6,500 and look at as an investment. For if you are okay to give 3 to 4 months, we are expecting at least 74, 7,500 target in upcoming time.
Understood. Let's again look at some of the broader market big moves that we are looking at. So Johnson Controls in Hitachi Air is sharply higher. I think it's already at 20% upper circuit that is being seen on this one. Apart from this, Finolex Cables is another one that's moving up sharply, about 13% higher in trade. We have Welspun Enterprises that's up by 8 odd percent. We have Timken India that continues to be tracked by Shell also. It's up again about 7% higher. Rico Auto is another one that's 6.5% up in trade right now. We've discussed Bikaji Foods after the earnings and Vodafone as well after the UBS report. IFB Industries is up by 5.5%. You have Inox Wind that's up by 6%. Kirloskar Industries is back up again about 5% higher in trade. So those are the buzzing names as far as the broader names are concerned within the market right now. Anything that catches your attention within this basket of stocks, Kiran?
Yes, on bearing sector, the Saturday also we discussed about the Timken and all, but NRB bearings, which stock we are liking. NRB bearing, if you check current market price is 350 level, the stock price was into the falling channel from somewhere around 400 level. NRB is now at 350 level. Currently, we are seeing stock price has giving a breakout from his candle pattern. Since last 2 days, it was a consolidation, and now the stock price is also trading its 2 days high level. So at current market price, NRB is looking very good. You can go long 350, 354 level, keep very strict stop loss below 340. And looking at price chart, we are expecting price target of 380, 390 in very short time. So NRB bearing will be on to that.
Okay, let's shift focus to what's happening in the most active space, ladies and gentlemen. It's now Adani Ports. About 1900 crores worth of transactions have happened, and it's just about 35 minutes of trade. 2% lower, 14.15. Sakshi, there has been a change of digit on Cochin Shipyard. It is 6% higher now. We've moved above 2,000 rupees. Needless to say, this is a record high. The value here is 1245 crores. And this is a blowout in terms of price and volume as well. The other thing that is buzzing dramatically is, of course, BDL 13.7% higher, 1600 here. This is a stock split adjustment, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday the counter was at 2800. It got adjusted 1:1. So the price was 1400 in the morning, and then from 1400 it's up to about 1600. Kiranji, I will have to take a view on BDL from you. What do you say?
If you check the VDL chart, the previously stock price has given a breakout from black pattern of 400 level, and if you check that entire chart pattern, the price target of 80 rupees, and stock price made 500 kind of a level. So the technically price chart has achieved its target. Now, looking at the price chart, the stock price from 250 to 500 level, almost then 100% rally in only 3 months. So, and we generally never seen such kind of a rally should sustain. So there are chances that stock can retest its 20 days moving average, which is 420, 430 level, in between the 420 to 430 level. So at current market price, we are just little bit skeptical. If you want to invest fresh, then we would like to avoid this particular stock. Just wait and watch, let it to consolidate for a while, and then we can enter. So if anyone is holding this particular stock, they can hold with a stop loss of 420, and for the fresh buy, wait for the 430, 440 kind of a level with the same 420 stop loss. If prices is not breaking below 420, then we are expecting price target of 500 again.
Okay, and a stock from your side of the world, Adani Enterprises. Your view on that one, sir?
Adani Enterprise, if you check out the daily price chart, it was into the falling channel. It was trading into the falling channel. In last couple of days, we have seen prices retested its 200 days moving average, which is at 2700. From that level, the one side rally is coming, and now it is trading above. It's recently consolidated high somewhere around 3200. Now 3200 is also a magical level. Before Hindenburg, we have seen that Adani Enterprise was facing a resistance of 32, 3300, and after that the stock price tested is 4200 kind of a level. So looking at that particular history, we are also expecting something similarly can happen. So until stock price is not breaking again 3200, we are expecting prices to keep moving at higher level. It has given us yesterday a furious move, so we are not advising at buying at current market price, but any dips towards 3300 would be the buy price. Keep very strict stop loss to 3200, and we are expecting price target of 3700 in a very short time.
Got it.
And Sakshi, I think we are going to have a digit change in Maruti today. We are at 12,936. You are a better place to understand the digit that will follow. Sakshi.
Well, yes, it could be, 13,000 coming your way very, very soon on Maruti Suzuki as well. 12,924 right now. A strong move on this one. How are you looking at this auto company now, Kiran?
So looking at, as we discussed about the Eicher Motor has given a breakout. Now similar pattern on Maruti also, and there are very good chances that, as Shailji mentioned, the digit change should happen, and this rally can lead a very big targets also. Since the couple of months, the stock price into the consolidation zone. Now 13,000 was the psychology resistance for the Maruti for those particular time frame, and now the stock price is now the stock price supposed to give breakout. So we would like to give conditional buy only, buy above 13,000 level. If prices crosses above 13,000 level, then there are very good chances we can expect price target of 14,000 in very short time, because the consolidation size is more than 2,500. So at least we should expect a target of 15,500 for next 2 to 3 months. So our first target is 14,000. Another target would be the 15,000. So anyone can buy above 13,000. Keep very strict stop loss below 12,500. And for the first target of 14,000, and another target is 15,000.
Okay. God, that's the view coming in on Maruti. You were discussing Adani Enterprises, but Adani Ports has also seen a large trade underway. About 1 crore shares have exchanged hands at the price of 1386, and even though the stock is showing some downtick right now, it's a large trade that has happened worth about 1400 odd crore rupees. How would you really look at Adani Ports also right now, Kiran?
So Adani Port, I don't know whether Shailji is remember or not. Even we discussed with you also on Diwali time. that the way we have seen rally in the railway stocks, the similar rally we should expecting on port side after the G20 summit. And since then, we were discussing three stock for this particular theme. One is the Adani Port, another is the Shipping Corporation of India, and third was the JSW Infrastructure. Now, at that particular time, Adani Port was trading at 800 rupees. It moved to 1400 rupees. Shipping Corporation of India was trading somewhere around 140 rupees. It is moved to the 250 rupees. And JSW Infrastructure was trading about 220 rupees. Now it's 280 rupees. So Adani Port, as of now, we are definitely liking. Looking at current market price chart, it is giving a breakout from his rounding bottom pattern. So any dips towards 1400, 1300 would be the accumulation zone. We would like to keep stop loss below 1300, and as per the technical, we are expecting price target of 1600 in very short time. And considering this theme, the targets are very big and wide. But in shipping theme or a port theme, one stock is still left out. Is JSW Infrastructure. So anybody is interested in this particular theme, Adani Port, definitely you can have it, but you can also put some investment in JSW Infrastructure also.
Ladies and gentlemen, 9:57. Let me just start wrapping what has been a fairly quiet opening after yesterday's blowout, and it is only to be expected because the Nifty now needs to digest the rally from 21,820 to about 23,000. That's a 1,200 point uptick in the last 10 sessions. We are moving into the weekend, therefore you see this pause, and of course we are ahead of a major event, which is the exit poll on June 1st, and of course 2 rounds of elections before that. Thankfully both of them are on Saturdays, so that is something to look at. Let's now take a flavor of what has happened on the Nifty. The index is flat as flat can be, but what is on the positive side today are 2 stocks that gladden my heart. HDFC Bank, it is contributing 8 points to Nifty's uptick. SBI is contributing 7 points to uptick. Remember, now we are focusing all our energies on Nifty Bank to reclaim its previous high of 50,000 points, and that is being very helpful via HDFC Bank and SBI. L&T, remember, post earnings the day we had told you it's at 200 DMA, this is a stock to purchase. Now 1% higher, 36.24 for today, but has been one of the outstanding outperformers in this 10-day rally on the Nifty. L&T is up about 9% over the last 10 sessions. It's the entire, ladies and gentlemen, the telecom pack that is doing phenomenally well. And Sakshi, I have to sort of break this monologue to point out Hindustan Aeronautics. A change of digit, it's now above 5,000 rupees. I will not be taking a technical call on this one, but the size of the block deals is phenomenal. So many of them, and it was pretty obvious. The counter was quiet post earnings. It was at 4,600, and after 2-3 days of pause, you have this blowout that's coming in. So HAL, ladies and gentlemen, 5,000 for you, and a very strong beat there. Within the Nifty, let's look at new highs. That gives you an idea where the money is moving in, and it's SBI, Bharti Airtel and Tata Steel at fresh record peaks. 839 for SBI, up a percent, very strong volumes, and a strong show by Bharti Airtel, which is also leading the rally across the entire telecom space. Indus Stars, Idea Cellular, and to some extent Grasim as well. Sakshi, Cochin Shipyard 2030 pre-earnings today, and of course now Mazgaon building up 32.24. What a rally that has been in the defense space in this week. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Kiran, for being with us on this very special edition and sharing all these wonderful insights for all our viewers as well. And we have seen a historic day unfold in front of us today. Of course, profits being taken off as we end the morning edition. 22,935 right now on the Nifty. Just about 1/10% lower in trade. Flattish trade on the Nifty Bank right now at 48,770. When we look at the mid and the small caps as well, Of course, record high unfolded in front of us on the Nifty Mid Cap 100 Index. 52,500 was the first time that we saw that one, but it's come off that point as well. Flattish trade on that one. Small cap still holding on to gains about 0.3% higher in trade. Within the sectoral indices, financial services, metals, PSU banks, small caps, consumer durables, these are the sectors that are still holding on to the gains. And within the top movers on the Nifty, you have Hindalco, L&T, SBI, Bajaj Finance, HDFC Life and Wipro as the top movers. When we look at the top drags on the Nifty, of course, there are quite a few. 2% down for Adani Ports right now after that block deal. Shriram Finance, Tata Consumer Products, Apollo Hospitals, Hero Moto and M&M. These are the top drags as of now. But F&O big movers, Vodafone Idea, after that big bullish report came in from several of brokerage houses, especially UBS. Now, 7% uptick in the F&O space for this one. Biocon is out of the F&O ban. It's up by 4%. Indus Towers, Aarti Industries within that news flow, and Havells is also looking up as of now. On the downside, you have a whole host of other drags coming in. So, Godrej Properties, Laurus Labs, Cholamandalam Investment, Metropolis, these are the top drags within the F&O basket as of now. But what we'll do, viewers, is we'll wrap it up at that. Thanks from both Shail and me, but do stick around onto Business Today Television. A whole host of earnings special conversations will follow. We will also be getting you office IPOs top management as well. And we will also be getting you daily calls at 12 noon, which addresses all your stock related queries. So stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Market Today. I'm Siddharth Zara.